Today's video was sponsored by Squarespace. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be redesigning Dixie D'Amelio's merch. So I recently stumbled across a screenshot from Dixie D'Amelio's Instagram on Twitter promoting her new merch, and I don't know if the promo was serious or not because the sweatshirt that she was wearing was so haphazardly photoshopped onto her. I don't know if that was like just part of like some bit and it was intentional so it gets like attention because like genius, but it was really weird and bad. And so then I started digging into her merch a little bit more, and I really think that her merch could be revisited and redesigned. If you don't know who Dixie D'Amelio is, she is the older sister to Charli D'Amelio. They are two sisters who are insanely popular on TikTok and on Instagram and Twitter. They have millions and millions of followers on all of those platforms. And they're just these two young girls. I think they're relatively unproblematic. And Charli D'Amelio doesn't really have any merch out right now. And I thought about doing like both of them, like redesigning their merch at the same time, but that would have been a lot for one video. So I don't know. Let me know if you'd like to see a Charli D'Amelio merch redesign if this one goes well. So looking at Dixie D'Amelio's merch, it seems pretty outdated, weirdly enough. Dixie's only 18, I believe, and I know that like she's like in on like trends, and I don't think that's really reflected in her merch. She seems like a pretty cool gal, so I want to give her some merch that's really fun and bright and interesting. She had a song come out recently that is called, I wrote it down, Be Happy, I think? Yes. So her merch right now is for her new song, Be Happy, and she's got these tees, hoodies, all that jazz with the kind of like weird art that went with it, and I think the art is like, for lack of better words, outdated. It looks like something that I would have seen in like 2013 Tumblr with that really weird sans serif font, and I just think like the imagery is strange. I don't think it serves her any benefit necessarily, and that's no offense to anyone who directed that. That's just my opinion as a designer, and I think I could do something a little bit more fun and bright and colorful because she's like fun, bright, and colorful and like seems really nice. So I would like to redesign some merch for her. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to do some of this stuff a little bit more DIY so you can see some other techniques that you guys could use in your designs if you would like. And I'll show you how I kind of like do it by hand and then scan and work on the computer with the things that I make. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing we're going to start with is that DIY project because it's going to take a little bit of time to dry. So I want to get that out of the way first and move on to the rest. So we're going to start with that hoodie, then we're going to move on to the short sleeve t-shirt and then long sleeve t-shirt. And then if I have time, I'll do some accessories. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so just looking at her merch, I think the tie-dye is fun, so we'll try to work with some fun washes. Maybe I'll throw in a tie-dye. This is the art that really gets me. Like, this cloud is kind of fun, I guess, but I think we could do something a little bit better. This art really, like, hurts my eyeballs. It just seems really lazy, and, like, the text is really outdated, so I'm gonna pull this into my Illustrator boards just so I have that as a reference. And then also like this other art, like I know it's like trying to be, I don't know, I don't want to be mean, a really like dramatic movie thing, and I just like, I feel like that isn't really her. I don't know that much about her either, but I think we could give her something fun, something a little bit more colorful, and especially since like the song is called Be Happy, so I want to do some like pretty fun stuff. So we're gonna start with, I want to emulate kind of like a cloud type of thing, so I'm gonna start with a bunch of circles. Okay, let's start with this. I might do another one just without that. Actually, yeah, that might be better. That looks like a weird worm. Just making a duplicate, and then I'm gonna go to my Pathfinder, merge all of those, and then go in and delete these anchor points like that. And that's how you make a nice little easy cloud. So this is gonna be the back of the hoodie, and I kind of like loosely sketched out what I want to do, but then behind it, I want to do like a rainbow. I mean, this part doesn't exactly matter as much because I'm going to be redrawing it anyway. There's probably a faster way to do this, don't come for me. Is this my final rainbow? No. Then I'm going to just put these rainbow stripes in a clipping mask like that, throw it behind. So again, this is just rough like sketch of what it's going to kind of look like. or like my goal of what it to look like. Okay, whatever. So we have like our rainbow back there, and what I'm thinking is like this entire, my Wacom is still being really sensitive, so bear with me. Something kind of like that would be really cute, and then this cloud can be white. And then I'm gonna make these rainbow stripes, but in a different way, you'll see in a second. Okay, so then I wanna like overlay some fun text like right here that says be happy, and then down here I want to add some little drops, little raindrops, kind of like that, and then maybe a few more too, like whatever, you get the idea. And then like right here I want to have like 2 D's. Well, that's how messed up my Wacom is. Kill me. Okay, well, we're not gonna try that. So there's a D here and a D here. And then up here in some fun kind of like hand-placed text, it's gonna say like be happy. You get it? Cool. And then on the front of the hoodie, in that same type that I do there, I'll just do like Dixie D'Amelio, but on the front of the hoodie, like right here. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's get started with how we're actually gonna create this. Okay, so while our rainbow is drying, I'm gonna hop over to our next tee, which is a flower tee. I see like this really big, colorful flower, maybe with like some doodles and paintings around it, on just kind of maybe like a cream tee, or maybe like a green tee would be cool too. So I might try both. And I want there to be really bright text, and I want it to be really fun and kind of like kidsy ghosts reminiscent merch type of thing. So of course now my camera's dying. So to start, so I made this flower from, oh well, I already had it. So essentially I pulled it into Photoshop and added a threshold to 1 bit, duplicated it, and then painted in the other part of the mask so I get more detail in here. And then I flattened it and made a selection of that inner part. So then I dropped it into here. I threw it on a cream background like this, because that's kind of like the color I see this tee on, and this is also another green that I really liked. And I was thinking like maybe blue, maybe green, maybe the blue on the green, I don't know. And then this was like this cute other logo I was like thinking would be kind of fun for her, but it might go on the back of the tee. I really like that font. That's Cosmopolitan from one of my last videos. So what I did is I made this Be Happy type, and it's just Helvetica bold with a few point stroke on it on the outside, just so it looks a little bit with an overprint. And then what I did is duplicated that, made that a smart object, and made that an active selection. And then when you do that, you go up to select, modify, expand, and then I usually do between like 5 and 10 pixels depending on how big my canvas is, and mess with like your select and mask up here, and you can get a lot of different effects with it. So long story short, I ended up with this text. I'm gonna take it off the green, and then I wasn't really too happy with this, so I tried this. And then I was like, oh, maybe I could do like some smiley faces or something, but then I was like, no, those look really weird and creepy. So then I tried this smiley face. I redrew a bunch of smiley faces because I wanted something to be really happy and bright for the song Be Happy, you know? And then I added like just some little like brush marks with this brush right out here. Maybe I'll add some more. So that's kind of like the vibe I was going for. Maybe if I duplicate this and then offset it, made an inverse selection on my flower layer so I can get a bit of a drop shadow like that. It's a little too far. Move that mask back up. And I think it would still like look cool on the green and like play with a few different colorways, but that's kind of like the vibe. And then I think for the back, I definitely want to try to use this just kind of like flat on the back of the t-shirt. So I'm gonna go ahead and mock it up, and then we're gonna get ready to scan our next, what is it, our hoodie. We're gonna get ready to scan our hoodie while that dries, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, so our prints have finally dried. So now it's time to scan them. My scanner is just out of the frame. It's right here. So it's just like it's a film scanner, but it's really great. I highly recommend investing in a scanner if you want to do stuff like this. I'm gonna go ahead and scan. I don't know how much of this I can get in one go around, so we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, so just scan that. Oh, scanner's turned off. Well, it would probably help if I turned it on. Okay, that first one does not look bad, so that scanned the darker one. Okay, let's scan the other one. Okay, I'm gonna scan my raindrops, which are like on the edge of the paper. Cool, all right. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna focus on this little rainbow, and I'm just keeping these as options. I don't know which one I'm gonna go with yet. But what we are gonna do is add a threshold. Actually, maybe I won't add a threshold. Maybe we'll try to keep some of that texture. We're gonna hit Command I, and that's how we get white paint, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary friends. Pretty much exactly like that. So I'm gonna rasterize this. It looks pretty good to me. The resolution's all right. Bump up this contrast a bit. I guess I probably could have done a threshold on it. Oh well. I'm gonna select color range, like that, deselect that, deselect that, deselect that, deselect that, and that. So that's kind of like the color I'm envisioning for the hoodie. So we'll keep all of this white. Let's try this one. All right, so I went in and like touched up where like these lines sit, and I realized in hindsight, did I have to make those stamps? Probably not. I could have just done them digitally, but you know what? We had a good time anyway. So I added strokes to all of these to kind of like round them out a little bit. I really like how cut and paste this looks now. So what I'm gonna do is add the Be Happy text, and yeah, then we'll make a little version for the front of the hoodie, and then we'll move on to our last shirt. Actually, this might be kind of cool. This logo might be kind of cool in black. Ooh, yes. I really like that. Okay, this is gonna be a huge pain, but let's do it. Let's do this again. So that's where we were at. That's where we are now. Cool. All right. So then this will be the front to this, and I will also make it black. And it'd be really cool if this was also like a puff ink on top of everything else. I think that would be rad. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and mock this up, and we're gonna move on to the last one. Okay. Now it's a few hours later. You know what that means? I'm gonna have a Golden Road fruit cart hard seltzer and the flavor mango. Ooh, delicious. Wow, unless you're underage. If you're young and watching this, don't drink. Okay, so this last one, I'm gonna do just a big title on the front, and then on the back, we're gonna use a quick lyric pull, and then I'm gonna make kind of like this cool back design. So we're gonna start with Be Happy by Dixie, D''Amelio. Okay, now what do I want to use for this? Not a fan of that. Just simply not. Am I gonna just end up, we're just gonna end up back at Helvetica. God damn it. Always try to do something different and then I hate it. Alright, so that's what we have for our front. I wonder if we could do a little one of these. I'm into that. All right, so now we're gonna do the back. Oh my God, it got dark in here. Okay, I need to open up the blinds. Did that help? It helped a little bit, not really that much. So we got the front, now it's time for the back. So for the back, I am seeing kind of like the smiley face and that 2D logo that I made. So we're gonna take this and paste it, and then this guy right here. Oh, and I'm just gonna take that whole thing and paste it. So I'm adding this little D'Amelio line at the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna add just one last thing, and then we'll be on our merry way. And it's so dark in here, oh my God. I need to get my lamp out. Let me be sad. Okay, so we're gonna add that line in. Alright, cool. Now let's go and mock all of these things up, and I will throw in a few accessories and I will show you guys that bit now. Alright, apparently I forgot to film an outro for this video, so we're in my kitchen right now. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope you learned a few things, and Dixie D'Amelio, or anyone if you need merch, hit me up. I will leave all my contact info in the description box below. And I also want to thank today's sponsor for this video, which is Squarespace. As you know, Squarespace is a rolling sponsor on my channel, and they are what I've been using to host my own portfolio website for the past like almost 5 years at this point. And I recommend Squarespace to pretty much everyone I work with in the design community because of their fully customizable templates. There are so many templates for you to choose from and customize it to look the way you want it to. So whether you're a designer and you're just getting started with your portfolio, there's a ton of amazing portfolio templates that can really bring your work to life, make it look beautiful, seamless, and they have amazing mobile transitions too. So whatever you're doing on the desktop looks absolutely amazing on mobile, because the worst thing in the world is when something looks really great on a desktop and then when someone looks at it on their phone or on a tablet or something, things might not look exactly right. But that's one of the amazing things about Squarespace is it's all geared towards really having that seamless transition onto mobile devices, which is really great because you never know when an employer might be looking at your portfolio. You want to make sure everything on your mobile site looks like perfect too, like it would on a desktop. Now, if a portfolio isn't what you're in the market for, you can also start building your online store like I did recently with grandpagrandpa.com. I built my entire grandpa site through Squarespace, through their e-commerce templates, and it was so easy to do. They have so many amazing new e-commerce templates with the new 7.1 version versus my old portfolio, not my old portfolio, but my portfolio is built on the 7.0 version versus the 7.1 version of Squarespace. I would say is quite a bit easier and a little bit more intuitive than the old Squarespace templates. And so if you are ever thinking about maybe now is the time for me to start my portfolio, do it now. It's easier than ever, and there are so many beautiful templates for you to choose from, and everything is fully customizable. They have a ton of really helpful and in-depth blog posts and videos on how to navigate and accomplish something within a template. And if you still have any issues for whatever reason, their customer support is always there for you. Another thing that I think is really great about the portfolios is that you can also bill your clients directly through your site, which is really helpful. And for the e-commerce sites, it has a really great transition into the ShipStation platform, which is what I use to ship all of my posters. And it's just easier than ever to start building your online presence, whether it's a portfolio or an e-commerce store, whatever it may be, there's a Squarespace template for you. It's there. So go head over to squarespace.com/kel.lauren, KELLAUREN, and get 10% off your first purchase. So go head over, start building your portfolio, start building your online store, start selling your work, whatever it may be. Go do it. I believe in you. Just a few other things. Since I'm in my kitchen right now, you're like, well, why are you in your kitchen? Who would think of such a crazy thing? Matt and I are actually in the middle of moving, and a lot of things have changed since the whole quarantine started, and we decided that we want to be moving to Portland, Oregon, and it was a huge decision that we made. I left my job at Live Nation officially, and we're going to be moving to Portland in the next few weeks, so I have one more video coming out after this before we move, so I'll be a little MIA for a while we settle into a new city that we're really excited to live in. I think our time in LA has come to an end, and we've decided that we want to move somewhere where we like the weather a little bit better. So I'll be gone for a little bit, but worry not, I will still continue to upload videos as much as I can, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and helping us afford our move. If you would like to hire me for any project, of course, I will leave all of my contact info in the description box below. I am specializing in merchandise mostly, and if I'm also doing some branding projects just on like a per project basis, but if you would like to hire me for a project, definitely hit my email or my website in the description box below. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.